Right, so today we are planting our strawberries, and I'm going to be doing it this year in these hanging baskets. They've come already with holes that you can fit your plants into, and these caps that you can sort of lock your plants in place with. So I'm not going to use the holes at the bottom of these baskets. So I've just cut a few pieces of an old compost sack. When I get up to that layer, I'll just lay the plastic in there just to stop any of the compost actually coming out when I'm watering. So one of the good things about putting strawberries in hanging baskets, especially if you've got something like a greenhouse or a polytunnel to put them in, is that you're getting the fruit off of the ground, so you're getting away from things like slugs and snails. Less of a problem with ants, although not totally. Also, you've got better airflow up there, so less disease problems, and it's just a lot easier to pick them. Mainly though, you're making use of an area which is usually just wasted. You're not going to be making too much use of the overhead space in a polytunnel. So these are perfect to stick up there for 2 or 3 years until you've got the best from them. So that's the bottom lined out. The holes are filled with my compost bag squares. Fill it up to the top level now, top holes. These baskets are perfect as well. They've got if you can see, you've got like a deep channel, a deep sort of reservoir in the bottom, which will hold a good couple of inches of water, which means that these just won't dry out anywhere near as easily as normal hanging baskets. So they seem ideal for strawberries. We'll see. So fill up to those holes, and literally we just take our plants. Some of them are already flowering, and I like to snip those off and give these plants a chance to get fully established in the hanging baskets before they start fruiting. In the long run, you'll get more from them. So a nice little root system on there. Take the excess loose compost from the top, and then just literally thread the plant through. See at the bottom there's a small sort of notch where the plant will sit, where the crown sits. So you just make sure the whole crown is there, protruding. And then you take your cap, like this. You just slot it in there, clip it in place. So that's that plant now, nicely secured. And just work your way around and do the rest. These are all plants that we got probably six weeks ago, something like that. Bare root plants. We've just had them in these small pots in the cold greenhouse, just putting on new growth, ready for the new season before they go in their final pots. Had I put these straight into their final pots as soon as I got them as bare root plants, by the time they've put root out into the actual substrate, to be able to make use of the nutrient in there, a lot of the goodness would have been washed out through just plain watering, and they wouldn't have, they'll make root a lot quicker in this basket and make use of the feed that's in there a lot better if they're already established plants when you put them in. If there's any sort of dead or poorly looking leaves, I usually take them off at this stage as well, so you've just got nice clean plants going into your polytunnel. There. So then, now we've got all our 5 of our plants in there, I'm going to just scruff the roots up a little bit, give them a good push to the edge of the pot, again covering up that hole that they're sticking through, but also just to give more room for our fresh compost to go in there. Doing a little bit of damage to the roots at this stage won't do too much harm at all. In fact, it will probably, it will invigorate fresh new root growth. Good tamp down. Another benefit of planting in the side of these hanging baskets is that it gives a much bigger space here on the top to be able to actually water. So that's that. Just need a plant label. That's that done. Now take it to the polytunnel and give it a good watering. Right, so now all of the strawberries are in their hanging baskets. I just attach it with a bit of twine with a loop at the bottom. It's just easy to hang it back up here out the way, and then when it comes to watering them, if need be, I can just drop it down there where it's a lot easier. Give them their first watering now. And that'll do them. We'll give them a few more weeks and then we'll come back to them and see how they are.